So don't have your goals based on the output that's dependent on other people. Base them more on the input that you can provide into those goals and the effort that you can show.
Absolutely. These traps play out organizationally. They also play out on an individual level. So let's zoom in on that output one first. We often think, and I'll use sales as an example, that we can have a goal, a result that is dependent on a billion factors, right? So let's use a sales revenue target. I'm going to sell for my company $10 million this year. I'm going to make President's Club. What factors go into that? Yes, you doing all of your follow ups and things like that, but you also probably depend on a good economy. You depend on not being upset by a competitor, some player that hasn't emerged yet. You depend on your customers paying their invoices on time. You depend on your product performing as promised. There are so many elements that go into that goal that you cannot control. So what happens when that is the case? We either meet the goal and we thank our lucky stars that everything aligned and hope that it happens again and we feel out of control and just lucky, or we don't meet the goal and we feel terrible because all of these things that we didn't control contributed to us not meeting this number that we connected our success with. How do you prevent that from happening to you? You extrapolate out what is in your control. So let's go back to our revenue target. You're going to sell $10 million to your company this year. What is in your control? A goal to, I'm going to complete 15 outbound calls a day. I'm going to respond to my customers within 24 hours. I'm going to make sure I spend an hour every Monday morning researching my industry and what's happening. So I'm informed in these conversations. All of these elements that you can more deeply own, that's where effective goal setting happens because you're not dependent on some outside force playing into whether you do or do not achieve this. You know you can do it. And knowing that you alone are responsible gives you zero out and zero blame when it doesn't play out.